Namaste, friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Tarot. Happy Friday. Today is Divine Feminine Friday, January 27th. The birds are talkative, so I hope you can hear me over them. This is the day that the moon enters Taurus, and so I am using astrologyanswers.com for some focus, because I'm not an astrologer, but we have stability and security can be at the top of our minds today. Something that makes us maybe question, but let's focus on our intention on creating more stability and security. So maybe do a self-assessment of what would make you feel more secure, what would make you feel more stable, and then grounding. Make sure you're doing some grounding of the energies. Okay, and then for tomorrow, first quarter moon in Taurus, according to astrologyanswers.com, adjustments can be made over the next week to remove blocks that have kept you stuck. You can focus on areas where you've been in a rut and slowly pull yourself out. So if you've been recycling some energy, this is a good time to start getting yourself out of that kind of stuck energy. Sorry about the light. It's kind of partly cloudy today, and as the sun comes out, the lights adjust. So let's get started with Divine Feminine Friday. I'm using the Divine Feminine Oracle, and this is by Megan Watterson. And I don't really pronounce the names well, so I'm just going to show them to you and read them, but I will switch the camera when I start the tarot. Lalita, the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. I didn't wear red today. Let's pull another. So playfulness, she has a bow and arrow. There's some butterflies, which are transformation. She has this bow and arrow in her hand. But it's really in a playful kind of way. So Brigid, the goddess of eternal flame. I am the eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. So we definitely have, if you're starting to feel like you're in a rut and you're stuck and you can't get out of that energetic quagmire, then find something to laugh about. Put on a comedy. Go to a comedy. Find some friends that make you laugh. Watch a funny movie, read a funny book, something to make you laugh, to bring up that light, because the more you are focusing on your light energy, the brighter the flame burns. So bring the light out. And I was watching somebody just the other day, not quite sure who it was, so I don't want to say, but it was, don't be in the shadow. This is not the time to be in your shadow. Fight your way out of that dark quagmire and get into your light energy. Find something to be happy about. Find something to be grateful about. Do something that makes you happy, that cultivates joy. All right, hydrate too. I get so thirsty when I'm doing readings. So these are the two Divine Feminine energies that we want to be in. We want to be in light laughter. Okay, so let's pull from the Herbiery deck and see what's going on there. Some overall energies for the next couple of days as we have the moon in Taurus. Stable, security. It just feels like groundedness, almost like Four of Wands energy. Plantain. Rewild. Page 68. Let's read what that is. I'll show you the card. There might be something on that card that resonates with you. But it's plantain, and I know I have the person who gave me this book is an herbologist, and she uses plantain a lot. She always likes to come over and see if I have it growing. Let's see. Not too far. If you let her, Plantain will share stories of wagon trains and ocean crossings and Alexander's shenanigan in Egypt. Given a chance, she'll make a traveler of you, drawing you gently out of your comfort zone, moving you from safe to the edge of the wild, pushing the boundaries of civilized behavior, and laughing at your scruples. It will start with a small thing. Plantain might offer a leaf to ease a sting or the itch of poison ivy. Just chew it and spit it on the bite, she'll encourage. Great Aunt Hilda would have a heart attack, you think, while your inner wild child smiles gleefully at this baby step away from civilized. It kind of has a fairy energy, but it's kind of shaking off convention. Maybe what's making you struggle is that you are rooted in convention, and maybe you're being asked to give a shout out to the wild in you, the laughter, the wild laughter, the untamed, the unconventional. That's what it feels like. It's almost like you've got to shake yourself out of the rut. Shake yourself out of the rut. You're breaking free. It's almost like the constraints. It's like you're in this bubble, and then you're breaking the bubble that constrains you. Okay? This is the Enchanted Blossom. Let's pull one more oracle card. Then we'll get started on some tarot, and then I'll pull a Lover's Oracle, and then we'll see where the reading goes. Dreams. Okay. Your dreams are being constrained by convention. Something you're dreaming about, something that is wild within your heart, in your soul, wants to be validated. And it's the convention, the expectations, the programming is keeping it tame. It's not meant to be tame. It's meant to be exuberant and wild and astonishing. Okay, that's what I get. So let's pull some tarot. This is the time I switch the camera so you can see. There we go. All right, let me see if I can move this up. You might see my little piano in the background. I don't think that helped a whole lot, but let's see. There we go. Lift this back just a smidge so we don't see all that. Okay, much better. All right, let's start with some tarot. I'm going to start with the, this is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. My puppy chewed up the box. Yeah, this is what the energy feels like. I think a part of us feels that stability and security comes from the convention. And so therefore your inner wild, the untamed part of you is fighting back. And it feels like the moon, when the moon moves into Taurus, it's like that constraint, the pressurized constraint of the wild, inner wild you is starting to push back. Maybe not so much about breaking free as it is making sure you validate that there is a part of you that does not want to be, it's not told what to do, but expected what to do. There's a part of you that just wants the freedom to do what brings, gleefully brings joy into your life. There's the Knight of Pentacles. Been seeing this card a lot lately. This Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. It's like you've been doing slow and steady progress. Nothing wrong with that. I'm reaping the rewards of some slow and steady progress of all the steps that I've taken on my other channel, The Organizer Advisor, as we transform our life through daily health and beauty routines and organizing and cleaning and just getting our physical world in order. That's the Knight of Pentacles, and we're reaping the rewards from that. Honestly, it's starting to feel so wonderful. However, there's a part that says today, I don't want to do that work. Today, I want to run and play outside. I want to go do something fun. I want to swing off a rope into the river. I know it's too cold for that, but, you know, just that. I want to ride a Ferris wheel. I want to do something that's just totally spontaneous and almost reckless, but not reckless. Just freedom loving. There's the Strength card. And it almost feels like the Strength card, the energy of it is sedate. But it's almost like she's tamed that lion. But maybe that lion needs to roar. You know how it used to feel when you splashed in mud puddles? High Priestess. 2 major arcana. It's almost through this letting go and allowing your spirit to run free for a bit. It taps you into some intuition. Ace of Wands. Reigniting this passion, the determination, the actions that you're going to take. Look at that. Balance. Temperance card. Another major arcana. And the 8 of Wands. Let your spirit run wild for a bit. Bottom of the deck. 5 of Swords. Okay, so there could be a little bit of fear that if you were to kind of you've been conditioned to play it safe, and your spirit's saying, playing it safe is kind of extinguishing or keeping my flame from burning. Your passion is in your flame, in your light. Don't allow the expectations, the demands on you to dim your flame. Let's pull a Lover's Oracle. Actually, no, I'm going to pull another deck. Let's pull from the chakra. Let's see what else we need to know. Because we have this passion. You need to balance your inner wild child and don't be so tame all the time. It's okay. It's okay to, put your feet in the mud and squish the mud between your toes. It's okay to let the wind mess up your hair. It's okay to run free and just, twist and turn and do cartwheels. It's okay. And that's what there's a longing for you to do that. And then the other part of you is, oh, I'd look silly, or what would people think of me? Or I feel uncomfortable being my free self. That free self is part of your authentic self. I get a kind of a fairy feeling, like be a fairy. Pretend to be a fairy for the day. What would you do if you were a fairy? I've got a fairy costume. I may even just dress up in that today, just because I want to be a fairy. Completion. Oh, look at that. We'll read that card in just a second. I'm going to pull another one. And impartiality. Look at the the Temperance card. Impartiality. Yes. This is being kind of neutral and not reactive. All right, let's look up completion. This is a very complicated deck, to be honest. A life comes to a spectacular close, the final sunset. This is a reminder to cherish all the beauty in your life, including endings. Reflect on your part in history and discover what you value most. Do not fear completion. Embrace it. Oh my, impartiality. This is not the time to personally shine, but to allow others to come forth with their gifts. You may find yourself in the role of a neutral advisor. Hold the space for others to find their own answers. Advice may not be well received. Be unbiased now. Okay, so what this feels like to me. Okay, I'm just going to read the energy. This feels like you feel like because you're allowing others, and I'm not saying that it's not okay to let others shine. It feels like you've spent so much time helping others that there's a part of you that feels like it's kind of grieving. It feels like the wild is surrendering. You're becoming less free and more controlled. And it feels like you're starting with this moon in Taurus energy. It feels like you're starting to say, is that what I really want? Is that really me? Is that my authentic self? Because there's a part of you screaming to be joyful and spontaneous. And it feels like you've just gotten into the rut. You've gotten into the rut of doing what your rational self is telling you to do, doing what you're told. But that freedom-loving self is becoming stifled. There needs to be balance. It's okay to take time to yourself and let your light shine. Be bright in your own circle. All right, let's see from the Crystal Visions deck. I want to see what's going on. There's a fear of what will people think. Oh my, I'm going to take that one. Two of Wands in the challenge position. Two sides of yourself trying to, and they're in competition right now. The more you kind of tighten down the rational, stable side, the freedom, spontaneous, inner wild child is starting to feel suffocated. Page of Cups. So the message is, allow yourself to be the inner wild child. Let your inner wild child free. The next 2 days, you can be grounded and stable and focus on your stability. But by hyper-focusing on that, you're suffocating your inner wild child. And that's dimming your light, because that wild child is your passion. And your passion is being exploited by your common sense. Which is dimming your energy, because you're like, if I know I'm doing all the right things, but why do I feel so dull? Tower. Time for a bit of a change. Let's pull from the Lover's Oracle and see how this translates to your relationship. Could be your divine connection, could be your inner connection with your divine masculine, divine feminine energy, or it could be a soulmate relationship. But there is a message. Let's find out what it is. This is the Lover's Oracle. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of your circumstances that you currently find yourself in. So it feels like the kind of, oh dear, we're just going to take that one. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. This might be a time to say, before I get to a point where I totally extinguish my inner child, my wild child. And, that wild child is not going to say, dancing on the bar, but, dancing out in the field or, one time, I remember one of the most romantic memories I have with my husband is we were in a Starbucks and we were waiting on our lattes and a song came on and he just grabbed my hand and right there in Starbucks we just started dancing. And that was just like that spontaneous, free moment where who gives a shit what anybody thought? Who cares that there's this old couple dancing in Starbucks? It didn't matter. What mattered was we made that moment magical. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. What do you feel constrained by? What is overwhelming you? What is making you feel disconnected from your inner wild child? And quit worrying about what everybody else thinks. This is your journey. This is your joy. They got no right to judge you based on your joy. So be free. Let your inner wild child breathe. Let her come to the surface. Let her ignite your passions again, because it feels like some of your energy is becoming a little bit on the dull side. Create some art. That might be how you express yourself. It might be, I'm just going to finger paint. Do you remember what it was like to finger paint? Or just to not worry about what the art outcome is, but just to paint, just to put the colors, just to see the colors come together. Beauty ritual. Today for our beauty ritual on the Organizer Advisor, it is facial day, Friday facial day. Drink tea. Stay hydrated. Because when you're feeling low in energy, hydration keeps your energy up. But when you feel low in energy, it's very hard to validate your inner wild child. And a burning bowl ritual. Write down on a piece of paper whatever is constraining you. Convention, religion, work, relationship expectations, family expectations, disappointment, whatever it is. Write it on a piece of paper, put it in a bowl and just burn it. Do it safely, but burn it. Let it be extinguished. Whatever the constraints you have for the next 2 days, just let it be extinguished, and let your inner wild child have a little bit of freedom. Because we're really focused on stability and security. You're not going to compromise that. Now, don't do something stupid. I mean, this is not, go have an extramarital affair or go, do something like drink and drive. Don't do anything stupid because you're just going to complicate your life. But safely and somewhat responsibly, let your inner child be wild. Be that fun-loving fairy for the next couple of days. Embrace and cultivate your joy, because it feels like you're getting stagnant. You're in a rut. Break out of the rut. Whatever's keeping you in the rut, write it down, put it in do a burning bowl ceremony, and release your inner child for the next couple of days. Just let them live. That's going to brighten your light. Okay? All right, I will see you Sunday for the weekly energies. And until then, namaste.